Good enough. Welcome.
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 Welcome back to the Unhinged BookCast, a book club style podcast hosted by two romantasy book besties. I'm LJ.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Carla, and we're so excited to have you back for another episode.
Whether we're deep diving into thoughts and theories or just riding the vibes, we love discussing our current reads with each other and now with all of you.
In tonight's episode, we are discussing the Fae and Alchemy Series by Callie Hart with Book 2, Brimstone.
This is our third of 4 reading sections discussing chapters 29 through 40. There will be no spoilers for any future chapters. Please remember that we take spoilers seriously around here, so please do not leave them in the comments.
But if you have read ahead of us and need to talk about it, check out our club on the Fable app to discuss spoiler-free chapter by chapter.
Haven't caught up yet? No worries. This episode and the rest of our episodes for this series can be found in our Fae and Alchemy playlist.
Also, please do all the things, liking, following, and subscribing on all of our platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the Fable app.
And of course, a quick content warning. We read romantic fantasy books that are intended for adults. Some of the things that can and probably will come up are war, violence, and of course, no pants dances.
Though our discussions tend to skirt those topics, we frequently use adult language that is not suitable for little listening ears. We will not be doing a chapter by chapter summary and discussion this time around. Instead, we will be having open discussions within our 7 categories. And those categories are new characters, locations, histories and stories from the past, clues and foreshadowing, quotes and honorable mentions, Love Island, and thoughts and theories.
All right. And then we will not have Katie tonight because she has an adult job and has to get up very early in the morning, and we have to record really late because of all of our small children. So, what do we have?
You and I had the same notes, so you can just start and I'll just add details where I feel they need to be added.
Carla's going to help us and ask all the questions that we need answers to.
Yeah.
I need all the answers.
Carla's like, I'm the one who needs
all
answers.
the questions, actually.
This is fantastic. All right. So from the first chapter of this section, I know these aren't necessarily characters, but they're things. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it one more time. Iranar.
Aranar.
Sure. Mercy and Solarnar, which is honor. Her new
Telenar.
swords.
First
I like
question.
mine better.
I like yours
First
better
question.
too. All right.
No, I have not been drinking tonight. We're good. Let's see. We also got Minor, which is Telena's mate. Maynor?
Mater.
Mater?
Mater.
We're already off the rails. Okay.
Mater and Taylina.
Mater and Talina. And did anybody else think it was weird that he just kind of like is all of a sudden there?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, who's this dude? Oh yeah, that's right. But why is he around
we got
all the
like
time? But he wasn't around before.
Yeah, we got like one quick mention of him in our last chunk, and now he's like all there all the time now.
Well, even just like in the first book, he was never seen.
No, he wasn't.
We just knew we didn't have a name for him. Just that he was her mate.
Yeah.
Or that she had a mate. And now he's just like there all the time. And it's really weird. So, okay. As long as we're all on the same page about that. And then I have Yannicka.
Sure.
I like the names tonight.
I don't know.
Who is the, I guess, seamstress. And she's like this, I don't know, strange creature as well. She had like gills and stuff.
And Sarah's mentions how she's like, keeps like, I mean, she's there taking her measurements, but she's like sneaking around her and she doesn't notice it. But she also says how she doesn't give off any kind of scent, which is interesting because everybody has all kinds of scents in these books, but she has nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. And she's not a vampire. They don't know what she is.
No, she has like long, spindly fingers with metallic fingernails, gills on her neck that are sewn shut, and like black eyes, spindly black hair, and she's like gray.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. But they never tell us what kind of creature. No, they did call her a Skelpie. I did notice that at one point they called her a Skelpie.
Oh, okay.
They did refer to her at one point as a
kind
Skelpie.
of like a mermaid zombie.
Yeah, exactly.
Creepy as shit.
We had those in our last series.
All right. I also put in Zaris, so R.I.P. He's the former Lord of Midnight, he was killed by his brother. And then that's who Alget took over for during this selection ball type situation, which is so weird. There's always got to be like some kind of fancy dinner party or ball or something in all these. I'm so over it. Why do we gotta put
the same thing.
I don't know. I don't like it, but
although I think it'd be super fun to go to one of these balls. Maybe not this one. This one didn't sound very
there's
fun.
some coming up.
But
we should look into it.
I know. I kind of thought that would be fun.
Yeah.
Also take me way out of my comfort zone because I have to wear a dress, but also be fun.
I mean, we try.
I can do the dress. It's the people that
it's the people, all the people, but they're
Yeah.
all weirdos like us.
I know we have a lot in
okay.
common. It'd be
We'd probably
cool.
have fun.
Yeah, we probably would.
Carla'd be like, I'll pick you guys up.
I'll be your Dee Dee.
Dee Dee right here.
All right. And then I also have a pyre, which is what we call the small community of fire sprites that I guess live in this like sounds like heaven dungeon, because if you ask my husband, he would say that I cook our bedroom every time when he's not in it. So I would probably love this. But pyre is a small community of fire sprites. And then we have to make sure this is in here. Chapter 36. King Fisher mentions that he has spoken to Rowan. I'm gonna say it's Rowan. Rowan.
I completely missed this. I saw this note and I was like, hold on a minute. I missed this completely. So keep going.
Of the Galarian Fae, when he's trying to figure out where Ren is.
Oh, you were right.
So we have a name of the Galarian Fae King.
Yep. Do you remember skimming over that? Because I was falling asleep. Not because the chapter was boring. I was just tired. Yep, I remember that.
And then I also have Kevin, not Kevin, Kevin.
Delish.
Kevin Delish. We're crazy tonight.
We're on one
Kevin
tonight.
Delish. I think he's coming back. I don't think he died. But anyway, a former warrior of King Fisher's is now a vamp. And he's all about the vamp life now. But I think he didn't die. He's going to come back. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I think that too.
Yeah. And then I have Abanwe.
Oh, I like the way you said that. I wasn't going to say it. I like that.
Abanwe. Was a former alchemist.
Yeah.
And she was one of the ones that was petitioning to be one of the Lord of Midnights, along with Kavan Dalish. And then I also put in Foley Briarstone because we didn't have his last name. So I don't know if it'll be important or not, but.
And then I also have Warwick Briarstone, which is Foley's father. We don't know somebody that we meet, but we find out about him. And he's Foley's father, and he was also the advisor to King Rurik Dianthus, Carrion's father. And King Fisher mentions how in another life, Carrion and Foley would have been like super tight because the advisor is the person who basically takes over in the king's stead if the king's away or there's decisions to be made and he can't make them for some reason. So that would have been Foley and Carrion, which I thought was a little crazy to make that connection.
Yeah,
but
it was interesting.
And then not really a new character or anything, but we find out that Tal's last name is Hellier. Sure. Maybe. And he is the oldest of the Hellier household.
Carla has questions.
Carla's got a question.
I have a question. Is Zylvina the only reason I have a question is because she's not on your list, but that Zylvina, the not nice lady, she's not new. We've seen her before.
She's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
We met her.
Yeah, she was the drama
queen
at the first meeting they had.
She's the drama she was the sassy one.
Yeah. And she's the one that because Tal was betrothed to Everlane, and then Zylvina, we don't know why or when, but she became vamp, and Tal was in love with her, so he left Everlane, and that's why Tal became a vamp, was to chase after Zylvina.
Well, she's still not nice. I'm not a fan.
She is not nice.
She's not nice. We don't like her.
And now, after this chapter section, what is going on?
Oh my gosh, I know.
All right. Location, 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 also known as map rants. So this is the setting where we are traveling to. Apparently, we're also gonna need to find out where Ren is, and this may come into it.
Really, the only new location that I can think of was Foley's lair in the library. The walls made of books. And I like how
Mhm.
he made his lair out of the morals and philosophy section because
Mhm.
he figured the vamps wouldn't really need that because they don't have those things. Um, and then his rooftop hideout with
Yep.
his little desk and stuff. I think that's the only real like new setting that we found though.
Okay. I did just want to mention because, also map rants. But so the last known location is 2 days ago. Ren the Galarian king or whatever says that he seen Renfis 2 days ago when he came to warn him about the rot and stuff like that. So that
Uh-huh.
is Ren's last known location. But he has not been seen in the Shadow Mountains since. I don't think Shadow is right, but I can't think what it is off the top of my head.
All right, next let's head into history. Lessons we learned about what happened before the current situation.
Okay, so Carrion's last name is not really Swift. It was given to him from like the people that he lived with, right? Like all the Swift
hmm
people. And this kind of just gives me more thoughts that like maybe Simon is like his real name, quote unquote. I mean, that's kind of
Yeah,
still my out there theory, but
I got that too from this part because just jumping off what you just said. So the Fae don't name their children until they're one because of
Mhm.
some superstition. But Amelia and Ruark Dianthus, which is Carrion's parents, they never got a chance to name Carrion because they both died before he turned one. And then he was named Carrion because that's what the guards around the Quicksilver pool that he went through were calling him. And the first Swift woman that found him and adopted him just started calling him that because that's what they were all saying. And she didn't
Right.
know what it meant. Carrion means like death, rot, and decay,
Uh-huh.
which I always have like from the first time I heard his name, I was like, that's a weird name, knowing what
Uh-huh.
it means. So yeah, this made me also think Simon might be his real name, but no one would really know his real name though, right? Because if they never even got a chance to name him,
No. If they had never had a chance to name him, then he wouldn't have this special name. And so maybe he came up with it. I don't know.
I don't
Simon
know.
says, man.
Maybe it's written down somewhere. Maybe he just has a feeling that
Maybe it's
that's
in the
his name.
book.
Maybe it's in the
But
book.
I have this wild unhinged theory that I'll tell you guys about when we're done.
Okay.
So,
Oh man, now I have to wait.
yes.
Okay, and then in chapter 35, which we'll talk more about this as far as like clues and foreshadowing thoughts and theories later. However, as far as history goes, Brimstone, at least in this book, is the substance that goes through a fire sprite and keeps them alive. It doesn't regenerate like blood, and they can only safely lose a couple of drops at a time and still live. So when a sprite wants to procreate, because they aren't actually like male or female, the whole pyre family of them comes together and donates a drop, and that's what creates a baby fire sprite.
Yeah, we just make
Can I
little.
tell you how upset that section made me?
Why?
I was so mad because it means there are no freaking vampires. I really wanted Brimstone to mean vampires. No, it means the blood of fire sprites, and I was
You
not
mean
happy.
dragons? You wanted it to mean
Or,
dragons?
yeah, did I say dinosaurs again?
You said vampires, but
Okay, ladies, we are recording after my bedtime, so
Oh, yeah, girl.
we
Yeah.
know what you meant. It's okay.
Girl, same.
uh, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, there are vampires. Um, yeah, I was very, very disappointed in
Yeah.
that whole line of thought.
Let's move on to clues and possible foreshadowing then. These are things that have led, will lead, or we think will lead to things in the future.
Okay, so starting in chapter 29, Talina's magic, her healing magic, doesn't work on Ceres anymore. I don't know if this is going to be important or not, but I figured to throw it in there. She says it feels like water droplets being deflected off of her skin instead of absorbed. So
I must have missed that one.
it was like right at the very beginning
Okay.
of what we read. Okay, so then Archer is in Kingfisher's room, and I can't remember exactly how it happened. One way or another, there's this little statue on Kingfisher's like nightstand, and it was the sculpture of a kingfisher bird, which we already know was her favorite bird because it's on her skirts. But Archer tells Saris, I believe, that this was how Adina decided her son's name. This little statue came from Ballard, and she placed it on the shelf in his room herself, and it has never moved from that spot. Okay, and then Belicon can use the oath, which I didn't think about this at first, but I was like, damn, that sucks. But he can use the oath that Kingfisher and the gang swore to him against them. But apparently they would have to be in his physical presence for it to work.
Yeah.
So he can't do it from there. And also Kalish is actually like warded against Belicon's compulsion. So
yeah.
I can just see it happening in the future though.
Belicon.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we knew that. But I just see that happening in the future. Like, eventually they're going to come face to face and so he's going to end up having that power over them. Yeah. And then, of course, at some point they do it, and ink from Saris's god-binding rune makes its way up Kingfisher's arm onto his collarbone, and he has a new tattoo. Which I just feel like these tats are going to be, every one of them, I think, means something. And it's going to come into play later. So I'm kind of on like this tattoo watch all of a sudden.
We're on tattoo watch.
We're on tattoo watch now.
You're going to get a full bouquet of flowers.
I mean, that actually sounds really cute, but
oh, goodness. I think they're going to run out of space, personally.
Okay, I was thinking that too, though.
If this is happening every time, like we're only like what, maybe a month in at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. This one I thought though was interesting because it was ink from the god binding tattoo that made this new one.
Yup.
It wasn't just a random one, so I don't know if it's going to mean anything or not, but
I mean, I think it means something towards like the last paragraph of this section that we read.
Yep.
Okay, so I have in chapter 30. So this is the whole situation where like Lane wakes up and she's like possessed, right? So to set the scene, Carrion is the first person in her room when Lane starts freaking out because him and Danya were not doing things. But
he
Carrion
was in a part of the castle he wasn't supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Where Danya resides.
Or Daniel was in his room, I think, but regardless.
One way or another. Yeah.
Yes. And he heard something, and so he came in. Okay, so he's the first person that was in there. And he came in strapped with Simon. He had Simon when he goes in there. And so anyway, so Lane's like, I don't know, having seizures, something like that, or whatever, and then convulsing. And then this voice that's not her voice is saying about how the gate is open and it can no longer be closed. And I have more thoughts and theories about this. And I think, like, I'll just bring it up now because now we know what happens at the end of the section. Because when I put this note in, I hadn't finished reading. But I was like, I feel like she is somehow, like, her soul is somehow trapped in hell, like, of a hell. Because how I talked about last time about how, like, these demons make me think of, like, the different, like, layers of hell and, like, kind of like stuff like that. Demons from hell and the darkness and all that stuff. And that's what we're saying. Like, she's cloaked in shadows. And so that's what I thought about. And now I'm just trying to figure out what this gate is and how it's working. And I have some more thoughts, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm getting there yet. But
jumping off of your thought there, just to add to it, Saris notes how it was like she could see a reflection, not even a reflection, but she could see like the silhouette of someone coming towards Everlane in
through her
Everlane's eyes. Yeah.
It's like she could almost see through her eyes.
Yeah.
See what Everlane is seeing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Mm-hmm.
So then chapter 31, when Kingfisher is like, I always follow cats, especially black cats, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
I found that interesting. And I
I
don't
did
know
too.
why, but I
Yes.
did. And then I also kept thinking about how like there's this life or this to scale model of like the planets and stuff like that. But I think
Mm-hmm.
he says this isn't our solar system, or well,
I don't
their
remember.
solar system.
I don't remember.
That's there. And then yeah, Foley has this little library hideout thing, and he gets Foley to keep the Scorpion King, which I think is going to be very
Mm-hmm.
important as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Okay, chapter 34. Finally some Brimstone action, because I know that was something we were talking about last episode.
yeah,
We're like, how are we 50% of this book through? And we haven't even heard about Brimstone yet.
apparently we just needed to read like a few more chapters.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I hate that they had to find out the way that they did, but and the Archer had to get hurt for them to figure out what will stop the super feeders, but it was the lava blood, basically, which is Brimstone inside of Archer, according to this
Mm-hmm.
book. That's Brimstone, and that is what killed the feeder and stopped the rot.
Mm-hmm.
And then chapter 35, Brimstone is an element, which we did know because she has the rune on her hand. Um, so I just have questions now, like how is Saris going to be able to use it? Because I'm sure she's going to be able to manipulate it somehow.
She has the rune, but she hasn't sealed it.
Right. Right. But she should be able to, in
Mm-hmm.
theory. So we'll see. Um, and these are just like they've got to be able to get some more somewhere at some point, hopefully.
Yep.
And this is my other question, like, is this where the dragons are going to come back into play? Because see, Carla, I
Thank
also
you.
I was a little disappointed too, because I was like thinking the brimstone was going to come from the dragons, and then it came from the fire sprites, and I was like, dang it. But then when they said that they can't sacrifice much of it,
Yeah,
then I was like, okay, what else has brimstone? Dragons. So this got to be where we find more dragons here soon. I'm
I
hoping.
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then also in chapter 35, the Graven. I feel like this Graven creature
Yeah.
is going to
The
come back into play
story,
too.
the
Yes.
little like troll thing.
Kingfisher,
Yeah.
yeah, he's telling this cute little story about how his dad lost a toe to one. But they make potions and whatnot, and like antidotes and stuff.
Love
And there's a lot,
potions
love
and
potions.
antidotes.
There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
antidote stuff in this book in general so far.
Girl, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that because I also have some theories as far as that goes later.
Okay. Okay, so chapter 36. This is like um Kingfisher was supposed to go and pick up Ren, right?
Mhm.
And he can't find him. And he had taken Onyx with him. So Onyx comes in the room as Kingfisher comes in the room, comes to sit next to her. And Onyx is licking her ear, like adamantly licking her ear
Mhm.
right before Kingfisher is telling her about how Ren is MIA. And then I don't know, like, so Onyx was licking her hand and stuff, like right before she did the Quicksilver thing. And so I'm like, okay, is this
Yeah.
important? Like, we need to be listening. Tink, tink, tink. I don't know. But I kind of feel like maybe it is. Maybe we need to read between some lines here, which I think is what we need to be doing. Where's Ren?
Mhm.
What's he doing? Galarian Fey mountain creatures, man. I'm just telling you. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it could be something. All
Mhm.
these little signs that Onyx is giving.
Yeah. Okay, so then according to the book from Eldina, Saris has to seal the Brimstone rune next.
Mhm.
She says that doing so will be harder than with the Quicksilver, and in doing so, it will change Saris. And it didn't sound good.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
know if I got the wrong impression, but it sounded like it was going to change her for the bad.
Yeah.
Um, However, in sealing it, she will unleash a power in her that will be able to combat the rot and the feeders and all that kind of stuff. But she can reject it if she wants to. So Adina starts off by telling her how she can reject it. And she says if you reject it, there are other tools and ways to accomplish what they need to accomplish, but they're far less likely to have as good of an outcome. So I don't know if that should have gone in honorable mentions or clues and foreshadowing, but obviously it's something that's going to lead to something later. So she's going to
Yep.
end up sealing it. We all know she's going to end up sealing it.
I think she just did.
I think she did too.
Okay, so chapter 38. Foley is named the next Lord of Midnight, and this was like in the book of what she was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Foley accepts and everything like that. And he swears his whatever, he gives an oath basically to Saris. Um, then at chapter 39, okay, I hope you all find this as funny as I did, and hopefully nobody gets like too butthurt about it. But so I said, Taladeus, Jim Jones, Kool-Aid's the whole entire vamp party.
Okay, I gotta tell you why I find that when I read that note, I was dying the first time I read your note because my dad, great dad, amazing father, love him to pieces, but he thought it was appropriate to show me the Jim Jones documentary at like 10 years old. And I feel like I am still scarred to this day from it.
Uh-huh.
We still joke
Yep.
about it. So when you put that in there, I was like, damn, Leslie, giving me
Yeah.
PTSD here.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
That was good.
I thought it was a good little joke, but I mean that's basically what
No, for
happened.
real. That was what I thought too when I read it.
Like a mass sacrifice to get rid of all the vamps that were of Malcolm's bloodline, or sure,
Hmm.
let's say bloodline for now.
Technically, that is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wild man.
Hmm. Okay, so then when Jim Jones is everybody, I guess we'll call it that now.
The Kool-Aid man.
He's
He
the
is no
Kool-Aid man.
longer
He
Talladega Nights.
came,
He's now Kool-Aid man.
he came busting through that wall. Um, so basically, they have two options now. They can either return to life, like true life, like not a vamp anymore, and be held accountable for all of the terror that they've wrought, or they can choose the final death and actually die and be done.
Yep.
And then he doses himself with it as well, which is why
Yeah.
we're calling him Jim Jones now, or the Kool-Aid Man. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just, yeah, another antidote was passed around. And like this was
Yep.
right as Kingfisher is talking to her about the drops on the flowers, the widow's bane,
Oh,
and about how
right.
the widow's
Mhm.
bane is
Yeah.
poison.
Mm-hmm.
And like you have to dry the leaves out and all that stuff, and
You
it can be
have to get the drop
used.
of poison off and
Yeah.
then dry them and all this stuff. I
But
didn't
like
put a note
one
in
drop
about
of this
that, but
poison or
I
something,
thought
you'd
about
never
it.
have pain again or something.
Yep.
Yep.
That's also, I feel like, going to happen later. Something about that is going to be important later.
Yeah. And then so chapter 40, I have the Algat is like was nowhere to be found, but they basically decided that she's now going to choose to become a witch again. And she is a formidable
Yeah.
witch.
Because that, like, going back to what she was before, that's what she was. She was a witch.
Yeah.
And they were like, you thought she was bad as a vamp? You don't want to see her as a witch.
Mhm.
Like, shit.
Yup.
All right. And then, okay, so we find out this was a bit of a crazy turn of events here in our last chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Ishabel was the one who cursed the vamps. Apparently they've been waiting forever, the witches, to get into Amatreath somehow. And with Saris in there and Tal and everybody, she was able to spell the thralls. Okay, so the basically like the lesser vamps, not the high bloods, but the ones that were enthralled to the other vamps. They're the servants.
Mm-hmm.
So she was able to give each of them a little mark, and they, when they served wine to the high bloods, they would give them a little blood, which they thought was just their blood, but actually she was bleeding through them.
Mm-hmm.
And through her blood, she had spelled it so that it was poison to these vamps.
See, I
any
thought
of
it just was that her witch's blood was
It is.
poison to
It is, you're right.
vampires.
It is that the witch's blood. That's what I got from it too.
Yeah.
It is that the witch's blood, that's why it had to be her blood. So it's not just her specifically, but it is like the witch's blood is poison to the vamps. So yeah, and that's what caused all this. And only an antidote made by the clan of the witch whose blood was used will work.
Do I have any thoughts and theories or
Well,
clues?
Questions,
foreshadowing.
yeah.
Just
Here's so when her brother wakes up, Harley, Haley, Hallie, Hayden.
Hayden. We totally forgot about the brother.
We did. I was just thinking that. We didn't talk about him at all.
But he's such a douchebag little brother. Oh my God, I wanted to punch him.
Well,
forgettable.
I wish Katie was here.
Yeah, but he also, you can tell he does not trust his sister anymore, whatever her name is. Thank you. So good with names. Because Queen Medusa, or whatever her name was
You're doing great.
Hey, I've got all the first letters. I don't know why y'all are reading the whole word. How she was telling everybody that Ceres was on her side the whole time. She was a spy. And he believes the story. So he is not trusting Ceres. And I think that is either going to bite him in the butt or bite her in the butt. Like, I don't know which way it's going to go. But
But I think Hayden could be bad. I think he could be the underground spy.
Okay, that kind of goes into my thoughts and theories a little bit, so I'll just say it now since we're talking about it. But I think that somehow, because she mentions how she doesn't want him like running off, because that would be something he would do. I could see him potentially somehow falling into Bellacon's hands and listening. I mean, he already listened to Madra, listening to Bellacon spurt all these lies about everything going on, and him, turning against them somehow.
Yeah.
And or maybe being like a spy for Madra. Madra. Yeah, I'm
like
Medusa.
Senator Palpatine
Medusa.
and Anakin.
Yes. Oh, we're just watching. I am just now letting the boys watch Star Wars, and they're like obsessed with it. So we are.
I love it.
We're going through them right now. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's like Anakin. He's an Anakin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Nerds.
I love Star Wars.
Okay. Should we do quotes and honorable mentions? Okay. So these are specific quotes or things we wanted to bring up that didn't really fit in another category. So I have in chapter 30, Zavina and Carrion, or this is Zavina to Carrion. So be mindful of that tongue, shishgrath. I'm no fool. I know who you are. There are those who would pay handsomely for delivery of your head on a pike. And this kind of goes into my other thought that Carrion's not who we think he is. And she knows somehow. So I think it's more than just that she knows that he should be the prince or the
really?
Heir to the throne. I think she knows more than that.
I really think that Carrion is gonna just like blow us all down with this big old massive secret.
Oh, I've about got it figured out. Don't worry, we'll get to that.
I don't know what the secret is, but I think
I've almost got this completely figured out.
Oh, cool.
We will get to that. I mean, I don't know that for sure. I don't know. Okay. And just reminder, I have not read any further than what do we say, chapter 40?
Yep.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
Well, I can't wait to hear.
Yes. Okay. So let's do chapter 31 when Onyx gives Kingfisher the pine cone in Amontreath. Where the fuck did the pine cone come from? Discuss.
Oh.
Same thoughts.
It comes off as like, because remember they just come back somewhere, and then he goes. This is Ceres and Carrion are going off to do something, and Kingfisher is taking Onyx back to her room so that nobody can get after the fox, right? And Onyx goes up under the bed, gets a pine cone, and lays it at Fisher's feet.
The most perfect pine cone he's ever seen in his life.
And it's like almost like it kind of seems like oh, let's play fetch, or like, here's my cute toy I found kind of vibes. But where did the pine cone come from? He went under the bed. Where did the pine cone come from?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into chapter 32 when I get to say stuff about the stargazers.
You were right. I read that and I was like, Leslie was right.
I was
You called that so
like
good.
taken aback by that. I was like, I really did put all the pieces to this, and I was set on it, and I was like actually kind of shocked that I was right in the end. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, whoa,
I was
wait a minute.
so excited when I read that. I was like, she's right. In all caps in my notes. I was like, Leslie was right.
I was like, I called that shit, bro.
Yep. Okay, I have a question for both of you. Would you be able to not read ahead?
Oh gosh. I always read the last page of a book.
Oh, Carla.
Is that where I get it from? So before
Probably.
I started reading like some fantasy books, I used to always do that. I would always, before I started a book, I would read like the last, I don't know, maybe paragraph of a book before I'd start it.
Oh my gosh, you too. Okay, I'm the person who like
I do not do that anymore, but
no, like as a kid, I would, have a bag of Skittles or something. I would pick out my favorites and save them for the very end. Like I like to be surprised and stuff. Although it doesn't go along with my whole like I love fan art and I love looking it up and stuff before I start a book. I don't mind spoilers, but I will not read the last page of a book.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, apparently I learned it from my big sister.
I'm a rule follower too, so if I had that specific instruction, do not read ahead, I'd be like, okay, won't read ahead.
Yeah. See, I don't think I would. Because if she knows how it's all going to play out if you do certain things, you're going to do what somebody tells you.
Yeah.
Because you want it to go the right way. You don't want it. It's like, what do you guys remember those books where you could like pick the ending and pick how the story went?
Choose your own story.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you want to do this, go to page whatever. If you want to do this, go to this page or whatever. She's got this book, and now she's like, okay, I know what I want to get to you, so I have to follow the rules. I have to follow this direction that I want to go.
I will say that it would be hard in in her specific situation. I feel like I would have a hard time simply if my loved ones were in trouble. And I thought this book might have answers on how to help them if I skipped ahead. I would have a hard time not skipping ahead for that
That's true.
Like, fix and
do you think
save
that'll
them.
become a problem though?
I do.
That she has the answers there? Yeah.
I don't think that she's going to
Wait
I want to hope that she's going to just go one piece at a time like she's supposed to, but I don't think she's going to.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it would be easier. Like if you know, like if the weight of the world is on you not reading the last page, it seems easier to me to not read the last page.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of an easy way for the author to have given her all the answers, but in a way not give her access to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this kind of goes into some of my stuff. But chapter 34, why the fuck does Carrie and Swift say that the fire sprites are dying out right before Archer is attacked?
Yeah. I thought the same thing.
Yep. So I like I said, I've got theories and they're coming in. So
okay. All right.
I've got it about planned out for you.
All right.
My husband agrees. He just walked in and he agrees. He doesn't know what he's agreeing to.
He just says, yes, I agree.
Yeah. There's no way he read it.
That means for sure.
No way he knows what's going on.
Okay. So chapter 40. Carrion is holding the plant and working on clippings. So, they've just come back from this crazy party. Everything's going wild and they need his help or whatever. He's got this dagger in his mouth. So he's carrying like clippings and stuff like that, which my mom still to this day does clippings of plants and stuff like that.
So
do you want some clippings? I'll take some clippings. And like, this is kind of how you grow more of these certain plants and stuff like that. Mind you, this is got to be the freaking plant that he brought back.
Oh yeah.
From Inner before
the only green thing growing that he decided to save.
We'll get there. Okay.
Okay.
So and I have more thoughts and theories on this, but we'll get there. And I know I'm onto something now. So also I wanted to bring up in chapter 40 that witch's blood is basically a venom, quote unquote, for the vampires unless they take an antidote or an anti-venom. So I think that is important. And I know like that, I think the last 2 times in thoughts and theories that I've said that like this anti-venom stuff is going to come up. And especially when like Carrion is asking Kingfisher, he's like, how do you know how to make how do you know how to make anti-venom or something like that? And then he's telling him about how it would be very important to know, and you never know when you're going to be stranded in the snow in the woods or whatever, and needs to know how to make an anti-venom. And Carrion just kind of kind of thing. Okay. So, and then let's talk about the tattoo that Talladega Kool-Aid Man Jim Jones now has. Okay. A gateway to hell.
I'm more interested in what you think.
That kind of gets into some of my thoughts and theories too. So
well, we can get there when we get there, but there's a lot. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
So then let's do Love Island. Who are we shipping? Do we have any new lovebirds to ship?
I mean, there's nothing new as far as I saw. However, like we said already, I mean, further proof that Carrion and Danya are a thing.
Or a one-nighter.
I think they're more of a moment. Yes.
I think they were a moment.
Yeah, they're not going to be a committed thing. I don't know. I still wonder though if they end up being a committed thing. There's a small part of me that, I'm the romance person over here. So there's a small part of me that kind of thinks they might, but Carrion was obviously in her room or she was in his room one way or another the night that Lane freaked out. Like, there's proof there. It's gonna happen. Whether it's whether it's
might
a fleeting...
have happened.
Oh, it's definitely happened. It's happened. But
is it going to continue to happen? That's what we need to worry about.
I think it is.
Are they going to have to go to the healers for some tea, contraceptive teas?
Mini Carrion and Danya's running around. Damn, that might be.
Oh yeah, I'm in. All right. Well, then let's do this. Let's get on to thoughts and theories. So, Carla, give me your thoughts and theories.
Some crazy stuff is about to go down. I don't know what. I'm not about I'm just here for the vibes.
We have less than 200 pages left in a fantasy book. Of course, there's a lot about to go down.
But as to what, I have no idea. My biggest concern right now is Hayden and Algot, the witch. I think those are 2 very big contenders for drama.
Yeah, I kind of put them on the back burner, but I think you're definitely right.
Oh yeah.
That's really all I got. I live in the moment.
I like it. She's just vibes in it.
I'm just vibing.
she's just vibing along.
I'm happy not knowing what's happening until I read it. But
ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I present to you 2 a.m. thoughts after recording. So these were all literally 2 a.m. that I woke up, found a piece of paper on my bedside, and I needed to write these down after we recorded last time. So I hadn't even started reading this section yet. So these were like these thoughts. So I kept thinking about Carrion Swift's plant. Okay. And Quicksilver, the last time he's in Inner, like we we're saying, the war camp, he's reading a book, which is the book that he has memorized that we've already talked about. He's memorized this, and he had found this book, and he was talking about how there was handwritten writing in the book that he found. Okay, so the handwritten note in the beginning of this book, right, is never forget, monsters thrive best in the dark. Commit all you read here to memory. prepare for war. And Carrion makes it very like he calls it out. He's like, look, Saris, this has a handwritten note in the front of this book.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this exact same book. This is the one that I memorized. Yada yada yada. Okay. So he's reading this book when they're up at the forge and stuff like that too. And then he falls asleep while she's making a vizieth for Kingfisher and or not for Kingfisher,
Lorith.
for Lorith, but Kingfisher's there and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's asleep while this is happening. And so then the next morning, that's when like everything with Everlane happens or whatever. And when they all get back to Kalish, Lorith brings him back. And he's like, I brought him back. He had been sleeping through the entire war or whatever, or this battle that happened. And he brought this plant back. And Carrion is saying about how it was lonely and it was in the cold. And he wanted to bring it back so it had a better place to live. So this is the last time that this group of people, and especially Carrion, is in Inner before the rot happens, before the rot comes. And mind you, this is only like a week later that like everything is rotted out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Carrion saved the plant from the rot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's an oracle.
Mm.
I think he is making an anti-venom for the rot with these plants,
Mm-hmm.
with the clippings and that kind of thing. I don't think it's going to be the brimstone that's going to stop the rot. I think it's Carrion's anti-venom that he's making that I think he knows about because I think he's an oracle or some type of time traveler.
Mm.
Just hear me out. I think he's some type of time traveler or oracle, and he knows what's going to happen before it happens. Why was he the first one in Lane's room?
Mm-hmm.
Why did he come with a weapon
Mm-hmm.
prepared for something to be charging in that room?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they also need to search her for Everlane for tattoos. But
Mm-hmm.
I think she might have like a gate tattoo from a
Yeah.
witch at some point. And I think it's Algat that gave her, and I think Algat was in it with Malcolm and or somebody and is trying to make these gates from hell, which could be Belicon, but the witches are in on it.
Yeah, good thought. I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the witches are in on the rot and everything like that. So now I'm kind of wondering if Madra is a witch instead of a vampire, but I don't know. The supportive evidence that I have this time is, like I said, okay, so he was there first. And then what was my other one? The plant clippings. And then him, what he says about Archer right before Archer is attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew it was going to happen. So I'm just saying, I think he knows what's happening. I think he could be possibly a time traveler, and he's the one that wrote the note himself so that he wouldn't forget. And then Lane screaming about the gate to hell. Obviously, we confirmed that in chapter 40. This is the gates to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then just all this like anti-venom things. They still have me so tripped up, and I'm trying to figure out how we're doing this other than Carrion's plant clipping theory, his old lady habits. And I think that the lady, what was her name? Gracia that raised him.
Yeah.
I think she was a witch. So, and then I'm still trying to figure out I don't know, this isn't a prophecy, but our not prophecy from Joshin, the demon. This is the first demon we've met that we know of, right? Okay, and now we know that there's all these demons. And so one more time, the secret is where there is light, there is always darkness. Shadow Weaver. To kill a queen, you will need to visit the darkest of all places. You will need to strike a deal far more costly than this one if you hope to succeed. And the beast who lies in wait for you there will not be so easy to trick as me. She will eat you whole, Shadow Weaver. She will tear away your soul and feed on it for decades. I don't know about that yet. So I can't tell if it's going to be Saris or somebody else. But I think
Mm-hmm.
it could be Saris because okay, so I think she just sealed the Brimstone rune
I think so too.
when she apparently closes this gate or whatever that's on Kool-Aid Man,
Mm-hmm.
or we think she closes it, we're not sure.
Right.
And but the thing is, like, okay, I'm wondering if she's like a little bit of everything. Like, what if she's a witch? Because I mean, when you think about alchemy in general, like that always makes me think of like witchcraft,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. So what if she's a witch and a vampire and a human? What if she's a little bit of everything because like her fate was changed so many times?
Mm-hmm.
So she's just a little bit of everything, but now she's also nothing because of the god of chaos. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but I think with this like whole brimstone ruin, I think she's going to be able to open these gates of hell and like have access to these demons. And with the salt ruin, I think she's going to be able to summon the demons to do her bidding and
Mm-hmm.
do her
Because it's
dirty
always
work.
salt with the demons. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just like with Eldina's little like note, like there's different ways you could take this. Like, what if she chooses to be bad? And like, don't know. But that's kind of where I'm sitting with all of this right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you are onto a lot of good thoughts there. I don't disagree with anything you said. Yeah, I would say I was on the same thought train as you on pretty much everything except for I would definitely did not go as deep into my thoughts as you did. The Carrion being an oracle thing, I love that. Didn't think of that, but I love that. I think you're onto something there.
Yep.
Um, I agree with the whole gate thing. I was back and forth when Everlane was, or the demon, whatever inside of Everlane was saying, like, the gate is open, the gate is open. I was wondering, were they meaning the gate that's on Tal? Or I was on the same thought path as you. Do they need to check her for some tats?
Mm-hmm. Is
And
she
with
some type of gate or is somebody else some type
well,
of
and
gate?
also Ishabel is obviously like big time in on all of this. Like she's got her own agenda. The witches have their own agenda here, for sure. And Ishabel is one of the ones who's been helping to heal, quote unquote, heal Everlane.
Mm-hmm.
So is Ishabel actually hindering her in a way, Everlane herself, to bring forth her own end that she wants to see,
And I think the
using her?
catacombs
Mm-hmm.
are gateways to hell and these demons
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ishabel is also somebody who we need to keep an eye on. She's
Yep.
got more up her sleeve now that Alga is, I guess you could say, out of her vamp era. She's now back to being a witch. We definitely need to watch out for her because I think she's also got some plans and some tricks up her sleeve for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I also wonder though if Alga in a way is going to come back as almost not a good guy, but kind of helping them. The way that she was like, "You're gonna want me to read your thoughts one day. You're not gonna want to do that." I think she's
I think her relationship with Malcolm will be important because of how Malcolm was like friendly with the alchemist and stuff like that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think that part of it will be important.
I think she's gonna maybe be helpful. Maybe not to the point where she's like saving them or becomes a good guy, but I think she's got some knowledge and wisdom that they're gonna need for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I think Hayden's gonna be quite misdirected at some point. I think he's gonna go back and forth between kind of being like a spy slash good guy slash bad guy. Like he doesn't know where he belongs, and he's gonna be a problem, at least for a little bit. The plants and the pine cone and all that kind of stuff. I also was on the same train as you. My train just did not park in the station the way that yours did, but I was there with you and like thinking the same thing about Carrion with the plant and it's the only green thing and he saves it and yeah. 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 Okay, and then Saris's magic. I'm on Magic Watch. Like we saw her use it a little bit when she trapped Sylvina under the little candelabra thing.
Yeah.
Um, I am just, it's not really a thought in theory necessarily. I'm just excited to see how her magic evolves. And like you said, I think she's a little bit of everything. I agree with that. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play into what she's eventually going to be able to do with everything.
Yeah.
Um, the statue in the Kingfisher statue in his room. Eldina put it there with her own hands, and it hasn't been moved. And Archer knew Eldina and was around during that time, like before Kingfisher was ever born. How much does Archer know? I bet Archer knows a lot. Even if he wasn't told, he observed a lot, I believe. And I think Archer knows a lot more than we think he knows. And the way he was so psychoprotective over the statue, I think at first glance you could go, oh, that's just Archer being Archer. But I think this statue is going to be a clue into Kingfisher learning his real name somehow. There's
Yeah.
all these Kingfisher references. He doesn't know his real name. He was never told it. So
Because
he's gonna
Eldina would have
find this
hid
out.
it somewhere. So
Yes,
if
that's what
she
I think.
already did all this, yeah.
Yeah. So what better place than in a Kingfisher statue that was supposedly her favorite that she placed there and it's never been moved. I feel like that's going to be a big key into him learning his real name. Oh, okay. So Carrion and Simon
Yeah.
also on the same track as you with that. I think there's a reason he named it Simon. Carrion doesn't know his real name. I
Supposedly.
think supposedly, right? Right, supposedly. But if he is an oracle, because now I'm on that train,
Then
he
he
may
would
not
know his.
know it. Maybe he does know it now. Maybe that's why he gave it the
Yeah.
name. Also, when are we going to see Carrion's magic come out? Because I can't wait for that.
Mhm.
I think he knows it's there. I think he knows exactly how to use it. I think he's waiting for the right time to use it, and I think it's going to be a big game changer.
You think he's
Whatever it
gonna
is
like
he's able to
fire
do.
wielding?
Definitely fire of some sort. But with this being like the whole brimstone thing and everything, I think Carrion's gonna he's gonna play a big part in this somehow. But that is all I have.
All right. So I have feelings about Carrion. I mean, every week I have feelings about Carrion.
Right.
But I know we're kind of on this teeter-totter of is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? He had a conversation with somebody about his kingdom or his whatever, his area that he's royalty of.
Velia, yeah.
And and I feel like he took that to heart and is going to make the right choice for his people.
Mm-hmm.
He's just maybe waiting on the right moment. So my theory is that yes, he is going to tur make a turn and become a responsible adult and take over his kingdom and the way that they've been mistreated and be good for him. That's my theory.
I agree with you on that. I do. I want to lean more towards Carrion's a good guy. I've honestly never truly thought that he was a bad guy. Um, and I agree with you. I remember now that you say that, that conversation also made me think he's waiting for something and he's gonna bust in there and like kick ass and take names.
While we're on it, I just like have one more thought to throw at you guys, and I don't have like insane amount of evidence for it, but like, what if Carrion is like this oracle, or just like obviously knows way more than he should? What if he is not the true heir to the Avalian Fae, but the Galarian Fae? And
Mm,
King Fisher is
Oh,
the actual heir to the Evalian Fae. And that's why King Belicon hates Kingfisher and wants him dead so bad. That's why Carrion knows so much about the Galarian Fae.
mm.
I don't know,
so
but
you're
then
thinking like a switched at birth situation?
maybe not switched at birth, but
Hmm.
hidden, or
Hmm.
I don't know. Because if nobody knows who the
Well,
true Evalian heir is, and King Belicon tried to kill off King Fisher, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So he could never be the
Yeah,
king of
he's hated
whatever.
him from the beginning.
Right.
Okay, so to
And then
jump
the
off your
other one's
theory,
lost and then the other one's lost and gone. And now that we know who the current king is of the Galarian Fae, I need to speak with him. I have questions, sir. How did you come about this? Where did this come from? Are you missing a child?
Okay, so to jump off that, again, there's zero evidence from this, so this is like super
Right.
unhinged.
This is literally
This
us
is
just
just
pulling stuff.
Yeah, we are probably way off here, but we're gonna throw it out there. Okay. So what if we know that Kingfisher's father was friends with Belicon,
Supposedly.
right? Okay, so well, no, he wasn't friends with Belicon. He was friends with Rurik,
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
Carrion's
yeah. I knew
supposed
I knew who
father.
you meant. That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
said it. But
And
yeah.
then Belicon came in and like, yeah. What if Kingfisher's father was actually the rightful king and Rurik was like a doppelganger, so to speak? He was in his place. Because now I'm going down the Star
Or
Wars
his
train.
brother, like I was saying.
Brother, maybe. Brother.
I
I
still
was
think they're
thinking
cousins.
maybe. Okay, maybe. So, one way or another. So, Kingfisher's father was actually like, in a way, hiding in plain sight. He was the true heir. He was the true king. Rurik was not. Rurik was standing in, as in a way, a bodyguard, maybe, or something.
Maybe, yeah.
And then, what if the king of the Galarian Fae, maybe there was a threat, who knows?
Roaring.
But yeah, maybe whatever was going on there, he thought, okay, the Winter Palace is a safer place for my kid, so I'm gonna send him there as a baby so they can take care of him. And then so they send Carrion, so Carrion's the heir to the Galarian Fae. They send Carrion there as a baby. Then shit goes down, and Rurik is killed, Amelia is killed, and Kingfisher's father takes Carrion away. That is how I'm thinking. Maybe you guys are, maybe, like I said, this is out there, zero evidence, but maybe Carrion is the heir to the Galarian Fae. Kingfisher
Mhm.
is heir to the Winter Palace, to the Avalian Fae.
I'm
Somehow
way
like that.
more on this the more it's spoken out loud.
Yeah.
I think I'm calling it a theory,
All
a
right.
full theory.
It's out there.
And they're still cousins. Okay. Do we have anything else? Now that we keep saying we're done with thoughts and theories, and then we have more.
I'm good.
I have no thoughts.
No, she's like, I just have questions. All right, where are we at the card counter?
I am at 10% or 0.1.
0.1.
A 10th. Katie says she's still at a 0. Jess?
I'm at a 1.25.
Love it. And I'm still at a 0.
We hope you have all loved discussing Brimstone with us and our new BookCast members.
Want to be a BookCast member? Then do all the social media things. Like, follow, comment, and subscribe on all platforms for the Unhinged BookCast.
Next week, we'll be reading Brimstone by Callie Hart, chapters 41 through the end of the book. This is not a drill. Everyone remain calm.
Yes, Leslie, stay calm.
I'm trying.
That being said, please remember to finish the book before coming back next week so you don't have to worry about any spoilers.
If you've already finished and can't wait to talk about it, you can do so over the Fable app and discuss with us chapter by chapter.
This will be our last podcast read for 2025, but we will have a New Year's Eve bonus episode that you won't want to miss.
We are so happy that you have all joined us on this journey, and we can't wait for you all to see which series we have planned for next year. We will have both complete and incomplete series.
And as always, buddy reading any book with book besties is so much fun.
So make sure to share our podcast with your book besties. And if you don't have any book besties,
then become one of ours. And until next week, fill those drinks with ice.
And your books with spice. Bye.
Bye.